Doing group beach days, I would just dread it because I would feel so uncomfortable. I wouldn't take my shirt off. I was never super comfortable in my body. Going to the gym and doing some weights, but I wasn't consistent. I was drinking a lot.
Was it like a feeling of trying so hard, but no matter what you do?
I've never in my life worn a tight dress, ever in my life. But now, I'm like, damn, I worked hard for this.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel today, guys. I have a very, very special guest joining today. It is one of my clients from 2 years, Claudia. Welcome.
Thanks.
The reason why Claudia is on today is she hasn't just lost 15 kilos. You've done so much more than that. You've changed your whole mindset, your relationship with food, your training. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But one thing that I'll always remember is Claudia came to our photo shoot. We ran a community photo shoot 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember you were there, and at the start you were so nervous to getting photos, but you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. But then I remember you saying, I think you were like, at the beginning when you first showed up, I think you were like, I'll try again next year, I'll do it next year. But then you ended up actually getting in the photos.
Yeah, I did.
But since then, if you had met Claudia 2 years ago, you are a different human.
Sure.
And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud to have her on. And I know you've already inspired so many women on my Instagram to take the next step on their fitness journey, because a lot of women can relate to where you were when you were starting. And I want her to be on my YouTube because I know the community here is probably wanting the same thing, and there's a lot of confusion around starting coaching and what it's about. And I want to have just a honest chat. Like, I will be adding everything into this.
Yeah.
So if Claudia says anything bad or anything about coaching, it's keeping it in here. Like, I want to keep it exactly how it is. I want to just go through your whole journey, how you started, what we've done together, and also how you're feeling today as well. So welcome, my girl.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, if you were to go back to Claudia from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Before you even chose to start coaching with me.
Yep.
What were you doing? Like, paint a picture of who you were.
So there was like all different phases. I feel like a few years before I started coaching with you, I was going to the gym, but I was super inconsistent. I probably went once or twice a week, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. And then there was a phase where I tried doing some, calorie counting, but I used it more as like a tool for punishment. So if I had eaten, or if I knew I was going out for dinner and I knew it was going to go over my calories, which I didn't even know what they were, I would overcompensate in the other times and, really limit myself and restrict myself. And I was just a little bit all over the place. Like, I didn't have any food knowledge.
Yeah.
I was just not comfortable in my body at all. Like, especially probably the year right before I started training with you was probably the year that I was the most uncomfortable in my body and not confident at all. So
Before you started, were you feeling like the year before, was there ever a point before that where you felt like you were comfortable in your body, or has it been a thing that you've experienced your whole life? Because I know we've spoken about that you weren't the sporty girl, but what were you like before that?
I was kind of I always had my insecurities, which I think we all do.
Absolutely,
but,
still do.
Yeah. But I was never super comfortable in my body.
Yeah.
I don't think ever. I can't remember a time that I was, and I can't remember a time, like something that always stands out to me and something that's kind of still does is like every summer I just remember feeling so shit. So uncomfortable wearing a bikini, and like I would dread the days that people would ask me to go to a pool or to the beach, like when we were like 18, 19 and everyone was like, doing group beach days. I would just dread it because I knew that I would feel so uncomfortable. I wouldn't take my shirt off. I would go into the water only up to my legs. So I was never super comfortable in my body ever. I don't remember a time that I was. There was a time that I did lose a little bit of weight, but I was super restrictive. So as soon as I went back to normal eating, it just went back on twofold. So it was just like not great.
Was it like a feeling of like, I'm trying so hard, but no matter what you do, it felt like you were broken?
Yeah. And I also just think that I didn't have enough knowledge. I wasn't doing all the things. I was, going to the gym and doing some weights, but I wasn't consistent. I was eating well, but then, you know, I would eat well during the week for 5 days, and then on the weekend I would just completely throw it out the window and be like, oh, well, I've been good for 5 days, so the weekend doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I was also, you know, in that stage 18 to probably 22 where I was going out a lot on weekends. I was drinking a lot, and so that also doesn't help with recovery and things like that. I was just unmotivated to do anything because I was having fun, but then I also just felt so uncomfortable. Yeah.
Your lifestyle wasn't matching what you wanted for yourself.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think so many people can relate to that. That was like me when I was starting out. I was very much all or nothing, and then it's not until you find something that works with your lifestyle, something that you can stick to.
Yeah.
And when you get the knowledge on how to sustain your results, that's what really changes.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you try before we started working together? Like any crazy diets, any crazy...
Oh yeah, I tried keto, the keto diet, so like cut out all carbs.
Yeah.
I tried, I can't even remember. I just was really limiting. Like there was a stage. More restrictive. Yeah. There was a stage where I was kind of, you know, when I was going to the gym once or twice a week, like I would genuinely have like an egg white omelette for breakfast, chicken and broccoli for lunch, chicken and spinach for dinner, and then like 2 almonds.
Yeah.
And that was all I was eating, and it was just not sustainable. Like, of course, I saw a difference in my body, but it was, I didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I didn't have any energy to go to the gym, which explains why I was only going once a week. Yeah. And I was just unhappy. Like I just, and then every time I would go out for dinner with friends or something like that, I would really stress out. I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to stuff up my whole week. So and then I did like all the exercises that you can think of. I tried yoga, I tried Pilates, all great, but I just thought they were going to be quick fixes if I did them once a week.
Yeah. What was it that made you, like, if you can remember, what was it that made you decide to start working together?
I remember it was 2 weeks before I was going to New York, if you remember. And I was just trying on clothes in my room for the holiday. And I just remember feeling so uncomfortable in everything. And it had always been my dream to go to New York. And I just couldn't believe that I was going feeling the way that I did and feeling just uncomfortable in my own skin. And so I messaged you and I was like, look, I am going overseas, but do you think we can do a 2-week trial? And then we did it. And then when I got back...
We did do a 2-week trial.
Yeah, and then when I got back, I was all in. But it was just that. It was literally just being like, I am going to have that feeling of... I mean, I feel like we've all had those nights where you've gone out and you've worn something that you're uncomfortable with, and you end up having a really shitty night because you just, all you're thinking about is what you look like, even though no one is probably thinking that. That's all you can think about. And I just was hating the fact that I was going to go on this dream holiday of mine and feel like that. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Obviously 2 weeks before the holiday was a little challenging, but I just knew that when I got back, that the next time I went on a holiday, I was not going to feel like that.
It's good that you did it though when you were actually feeling the rock bottom.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit far,
definitely.
But that's like when most people are like, okay, I've felt like this for way too long. And then when it's something that's like so big and exciting, that's when you're like, I can't
for sure
have another holiday like that.
For sure. And I feel like that I was working full time at that time. I was doing my meal prep. I don't know what, I was probably not eating well, but I was prepping and I was doing as much as I could, but I was still drinking a lot. I was still, you know, eating junk food. I was, you know, eating a lot of things that I probably weren't great for my body. And so a lot of things combined, I just was like, what am I doing wrong? But I didn't have any of the knowledge to realize what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, that's a big one. So since working together, what do you think has been the biggest change or the biggest like click for you that's like, okay, that's why I was stuck for so long?
I think that I wasn't planning properly.
Yeah.
Like I
You're
actually
an organized bad bitch.
I am very organized, and I was organized in work, I was organized in my social life, I was organized with all that stuff, but I was not organized with my fitness. And it does take organization and planning and
hard work. You've worked fucking hard.
Yeah, I will say that I feel like only the past 6 months I've realized like it takes a lot of work, but it's good work. It's amazing, and you get into such a routine of things. And I think that's what clicked for me, is that I had to make it a routine. Like it was part of my lifestyle, and it is part of my lifestyle now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't then.
Yeah.
You know,
you had to be willing to actually make a change that was for life, so you didn't go to the one extreme and then revert
exactly.
back.
And also, I think the one thing that clicked was I have to make sacrifices. I was always someone that was yes to everything, yes to every dinner out, yes to every bar, yes to every night out clubbing, yes to every festival. I was always that. And I was like, hold on, if I have these goals, I need to start sacrificing things and figure out what's important to me at this time of my life.
What do you think your biggest sacrifices have been? Like ones that are like, I've actually had to stop doing this, or I've had to say no to more plans, or...
Yeah, I would say probably just like social things where, you know, I've, especially during the beginning when I was, well, actually, I will say at the beginning of starting, I didn't realize how important it was to say no. And I think that, like talking to you and having you coach me, there would be weeks that I would say to you, I've got 3 dinners this week, and you would be realistic with me and say, well, if that's the case and you're eating out and you're not really going to be in routine, then it's like, don't expect a huge drop in the scale or whatever we were working for then. But, and as I went on, it became a lot easier to say no to social plans and events just because it wasn't aligned with me. And even now...
That's a big thing. It wasn't a saying no because you felt like you had to say no. It was a saying no because that's what you wanted or that's what you aligned with. I think that's like the biggest part.
And saying no...
to what you wanted.
Yeah, and saying no to drinking. And when people will say, well, why can't you just have one? It's like, well... No, I don't want to have one.
Yeah.
It goes against what I'm working towards. So I think that was the hardest thing at the beginning was the social stuff. But now it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
And I kind of prefer having my plan and knowing what I need to do through the week, and I don't have a problem saying no.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing for me as well is at the beginning, it's like you are saying no to more things, maybe because you have the physical goal, but then you end up realizing it's less about the physical goal and it's more so about like, especially with social things of like, going out on a Wednesday, going out on a Friday, going out on a Saturday, like doing that becomes, you just become a yes man 100%. For things that you don't actually want. You want to feel good the next day, especially when it comes to alcohol. It's like, that can fuck with your physical goals, but the main takeaway is like you wake up feeling better.
Like you can't go to the gym, you don't want to go for your walks, you don't want to meal prep, you want to just sit and eat something super greasy, and it's just not what I wanted or want anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. How would you say you feel waking up day to day? Like, do you feel like you have more purpose? What's your...
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I wake up and I know what I want to achieve every day. Like whether that is go to the gym and do my training session, whether that's making sure I get my steps in or just moving my body, nourishing my body. Yeah, I just wake up and I feel like I have, more purpose and more just understanding of where I want to be at the end of the day. Like I want to go to bed and I want to be like, I did all the things that I wanted to do and that make me feel good.
Absolutely. Yeah. You feel like I hate the word alignment, but you feel like you're... What's another word that we can use? You feel like you're being yourself.
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
like you're being the person that you're here to be.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember like 2 years ago, when I would, need to go to the gym 4 times a week, I obviously wasn't used to it. So it was a struggle for me, and getting there is the hardest part. But I used to always like say to myself, like, if I think of the best version of me, she'd be getting the fuck up and going to the gym right now. Or she'd be getting up and going on the treadmill and not sitting on her phone. Like, get the fuck up and do it.
Get the fuck up and do it. Yeah, 100%. What's your day like? Because I think on a lot of people's minds before starting any fitness thing, especially if you've done a challenge before, you have in your head like, if I do this, I've got to fully commit myself. I can't go out for any dinners. I have to train 7 days a week. I can't like miss a calorie and macro. Like, if you were to paint a picture of your week, how does that look?
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, every week's kind of like different, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, I like to go to the gym, and I do work full time at the moment. So it usually is like a 5:30.
She's a badass with her career. We'll go through that soon.
It usually is a 5:30 session, and then I will go to work, get my steps in at lunch. I always have a rest day on like Thursday, and then I do my final session on a Friday, sometimes a Saturday, and I always usually leave that session to like my biggest session because I can spend a little bit more time.
You do that on your Friday's your biggest session?
if I had, or a Saturday, just because I have more time.
Okay, that's okay.
But I've had a rest in between.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do it on the start of the week, but sometimes it's time consuming. You put hip thrusts in.
Yeah.
And I've got to warm up.
Yeah.
I'm just doing hip thrusts for an hour.
You do. No, I'm like that. Because I always find on Friday, I'm like, you couldn't pay me enough money to do my biggest day on a Friday. But on the Sunday is when I have my most time, so that's when I'll do it.
Yeah, well, I do it on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll do 4 sessions a week. I make sure I get my steps in. I bought a walking pad, so that's a hot tip, is to buy a walking pad, because in winter it gets it gets dark quicker. And so you don't want to go out and walk, so fair enough, but get a walking pad.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I do my grocery shop. And I think this is my hack. Do your grocery shop on Saturday and then do your meal prep on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because the groceries are already in the fridge. Mm-hmm. You don't need to wake up on Sunday and have to worry about going to the grocery store and doing the meal prep.
Yeah.
Just do one.
Smart.
So I always do my groceries on a Saturday and I do my meal prep on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I usually do it for the whole week. And that even includes Saturday and Sunday, because those are the days that if you don't have it in your fridge, you'll just go and order Uber Eats or something like that. So I do it for the whole week, and I like to have a dinner out with a friend once or twice a week, or like a date night. I still like to do that. Or even if it's when you're in a deficit and it's a little bit more strict, I have one night a week where instead of my normal meal, I'll do like grilled, or I'll make a pizza and I'll make it at home, and that's just like a little nice thing to look forward to. And I always include a treat
at the end of your day.
At the end of my day.
What's your favourite treat?
Dates. 100%.
You're a dates girl. I'm a dates girl as well.
Yeah, I love dates. Or Biscoff.
And how would you say you found figuring out eating out? Like, was that one thing before starting that you were worried of, that you couldn't eat out and stay on track?
I think that yes, I was worried about that, and I think that what I didn't realize was how difficult it is to track when you're eating out. Yep. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. So I think that one of the biggest learnings was what to order.
Understand.
And you had so many ebooks that helped in what to order when you go out for breakfast and things like that. So I think I was initially scared, but then once I learnt more about it, maybe you're sticking to more simple things that are a little bit easier to track, and you're not going crazy. You don't have to go completely crazy just because you're going out once a week. Then it started to feel a lot easier. Yeah. But initially I thought it was going to derail my entire progress.
Yeah. Did you find that tracking your calories and macros was what helped you understand eating out and nutrition as a whole a lot better?
Yeah, I think so. And initially I was really scared of it, because the last time I had tried to track my calories, as I said, I was using it as a punishment. You know, if I had to go out, I would restrict myself for the whole day because I'd be scared of that number going over. Yeah. But now it's literally I use it as a tool every day, and I still use it, and I love learning about food that way, and I love learning about just all of the nutrients I'm getting. It's not just about
organized fucking bad bitch. She's so cool. On a Thursday every single week, she's actually insane, and this is why she's got such good results, and because of your mindset as well. But the organization is insane. Every huge testament to you. Every single Thursday, she'll message me, she'll ask me what her meals are for the next week so she can plan, and you're just always on top of your stuff. That's what's really stood out to me. You have made it happen for yourself. Yeah. Especially at the beginning, when it's the hardest part, where it's the learning, you're not in routine. It's I don't want to undervalue how hard you've worked. Yeah. Because you really have.
Thank you.
Yeah. How would you say, since starting joining the community, because I personally, when I had this thing in my head that communities was this cult thing. I'm not sure about you, but before I started, when I was at the beginning of coaching, but what I've personally found over the years and growing the community as well, of just how important it is to have people, especially if you don't have friends or people around you who are also in it with you. How do you find the community has helped you, if it has?
It's just a group chat of a million hype girls, to be honest. It really is. It's just so nice seeing everyone's journeys, and everyone's on different journeys. Everyone's doing different things, working towards different things, but everyone in there is just working towards being better. Yeah. And I think that's so nice.
Absolutely.
Because as you said, when you're, not surrounded by people who are all in the same boat as you, maybe, you know, not doing the same thing that you're doing, it is hard to relate to people. So I think it's just nice to have a group of, you know, girls there who are all kind of invested in themselves as well. Yeah.
And I feel like you don't know the feeling of having, because I'm just thinking of like how many people, and for me as well, like when I was out of or just getting into fitness, just like how isolating it can feel. And even like speaking about your goals to maybe your friends and your family, like you love them, but they're sometimes speaking about your goals to people that you love because they don't understand them. It kind of like takes the excitement away because they have their own opinion. So 100%. It's like, coming into a community where everyone wants the best for each other, or everyone's just on their own journey, including myself. Like all of us are on our own journeys to being a better version of ourselves, and just having that energy is like, it's addictive.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. And 100% what you said. Sometimes talking to friends and family who might not understand what you're doing is harder. And so it's nice to have a space where you can just go and kind of talk about your wins, and no one's questioning why you're doing them or why you're being so strict or anything like that.
I've found with you as well though, since like this is out of community, but since the last, I would say maybe 6 to 12 months, like you've become so much more sure of yourself,
100%.
that you're much more like I remember like at the very beginning you'd message me sometimes just being like, oh, like I don't know what to say, like, and practicing before you'd see your friends of like 100%. How to approach them, but now you're just like a fucking like cutthroat.
Now I just don't care.
You don't care?
Nah, not at all. I'm just like, this is what I'm doing, and you can do what you want to do, but this is what I'm doing. And that's it.
I fucking love it. I love it. What would you say to somebody who was thinking about starting their own fitness journey? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would say just do it. Like, stop thinking so much about it. That's so cliche. Stop thinking so much about it, but also like tough love. It's not easy. Like, it's not like, you actually have to want to invest in yourself. If you're going to do it, don't do it half-assed. Just go in and just actually try it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But at least you can say, I gave 100%. I can guarantee that if you give it 100%, you will see a positive change. I can't think of any other way that it would go. So I think you just like stop thinking so much about it, do it. But when you do it, go 100%. Don't give it 50.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I think a lot of people can hire a coach, or even if you're watching, maybe it's not a coach, maybe it's you're trying just to be better on your fitness journey, whatever it is. But it's like always taking that initial like 4 weeks, especially, like take yourself seriously. Like don't do your fitness goals for anyone but yourself, because you've got one life, you've got one body, and at the end of the life, no one's going to give a fuck about you, but you are.
No, exactly.
So give it a good shot.
Okay.
What's been your favorite part or favorite since starting the gym? What has surprised you about like what you've gotten out of the gym? Like, did you sign up for the gym, or have you found like your relationship with the gym has just come a long way?
I saw something the other day which I thought was so hilarious. It was like, I don't understand how anyone doesn't like going to the gym. It's literally 2 hours listening to your favorite music and getting hot.
Love that.
And I was like, literally it is. I initially didn't like going to the gym because I just couldn't be bothered, and I was lazy and I didn't have a proper structure. But now it's literally most of the time my favorite part of my day, because I can go there and I just like have time by myself, and I just feel so good after it. Like I just feel as though I've accomplished something. I didn't expect to love it so much.
And you're strong as fuck.
Yeah, I've gotten strong.
She's strong, girl. She's a strong girl.
But I didn't expect to, fall in love with it as much as I have. And like, you feel like a sick bitch going and like lifting heavy weights. Like you just feel...
You don't get that with Pilates.
No, you just feel so like, this is cool. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Who would you not recommend coaching to?
People that are not going to give it 100%. If you're unsure, if you're not willing to sacrifice parts of your life, if you're not willing to, because realistically, like there are some sacrifices that you will have to make, and absolutely. If you're not ready to do that, that's fine. But I just don't think you're going to get 100% out of it if you're not willing to have a little bit of push and pull. Like you can definitely still do and eat and enjoy all the things that you love, but there are going to be some times where you have to work a little bit harder. And if you're not willing to do that, then
yeah, absolutely. What's been your biggest achievement? Like,
oh my gosh.
Like your biggest. Let's start with physical achievement. What have you found that day to day has changed now in the way you show up daily in comparison to when you started?
Like physically, it's probably the clothes that I choose to wear and the way that I wear them and hold myself now.
I love that so much.
I never would have worn low-rise pants, and now I freaking love a low-rise pant. And I've never in my life worn a tight dress, ever in my life. I couldn't think of anything worse. But now I've worn them and I feel so confident wearing them because I'm like, damn, I worked hard for this. Like, I just really feel confident, and I would have never ever worn anything like that. Or if I did wear it, I would be like trying to hide or putting a jacket over or covering myself. So that's definitely the physical.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say your biggest mental shift is? Like, how has what you've learned in training translated into any area of your life?
I just think that I have a completely different lifestyle now.
Yeah.
And I prioritize myself more than I used to. You know, I prioritize my sleep. I prioritize my training, my walking, moving my body, and eating foods that make me feel good, which I never really used to do to the, you know, to the best of my ability. And now I do. And it's like a whole lifestyle change. And because I'm doing all those things, I feel so much better. Yeah. I feel just like a million times better than I was 2 years ago. Yeah.
And now you're starting your dream stylist career.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all happening.
It is all happening. I wish you could chat to Claudia from 2 years ago, because it's so special just how much more confident you are. Like, speaking to you, you are you, which is, you should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah, I think that Claudia 2 years ago would be like, what the fuck? You really just did all of that. Yeah.
We're going to link a photo, but a photo's always, the transformation photos always, I love sharing them. I think that there's a lot of different opinions about sharing progress photos online, but I've always thought that a progress photo, every single progress photo I've shared tells a story. Yeah. And the best way to tell the story for me, it doesn't tell the story, but like you can see specifically your changes in your energy.
Yeah, 100%.
In the photos.
100%.
Really
there's photos, like when you've asked me to send through some old photos, there's photos of me 2 years ago and then photos of me today, and just, the way that I'm holding myself
very different.
Is so different.
Yeah. What would you say it's like working with me? Like, what am I like as a coach? Because I think this is important for people. Yeah. Because I wouldn't be for everyone, and I would be for certain people.
Yeah, it's honestly so good. I don't want you to say that. She's a bitch. I'm joking. No.
That's not why I'm asking. No. Like, genuinely.
No,
like you can say.
Anna will keep you in check. Like, I think you set really realistic goals, so it doesn't feel like you're trying to climb up this huge mountain like every phase that you're in. You like really help people learn about, things. And I think one of the things that I feel like you do really well is you always bring me personally back to my goal. So when I'm having, times where I'm doubting myself, or times where things haven't panned out, and it's been out of my control, like, you always kind of pull me back, and you're like, okay, let's go to reality. These are the things that are gonna happen, and this is how you're gonna fix it. And you're either gonna fix it or you're not, and it's totally up to you. So I feel like you don't pressure anyone to do anything, because you want people to learn that they can do it themselves, and that you want to help people achieve confidence in the fact that they can do it themselves. And you do give a bit of tough love, which I'm the same. I like a bit of tough love.
You do like tough love.
I give tough love, and I like receiving tough love, because I think it's sometimes you have to hear the hard truths.
It's honest.
You have to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and like your training blocks are so fun. And they are.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just thinking about the amount of times you're like, fucking
monster! Yeah, well, you are a monster.
She sends me hate messages.
I do, but only when you put Bulgarian split squats in. No, but no, your training blocks are really fun and you just see results.
Yeah.
Like I feel so much stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you always like, another thing that when I started with Anna, I was definitely not training till failure.
Yeah, you train hard.
And now, like, I will send you a video and I think that I've done my, I've trained till failure. And then Anna's like, you've got 3 more. And I'm like, really? And then the next time I do it, I in fact do have 3 more. So, and she just knows so much about food and like nutrition and, training. Like you just have so much knowledge and everything you say is spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I think one of the best parts of coaching you and all the girls I do is like you do just build such a honest relationship with each other. Like that's something that I need. Like I want everyone I work with to do fucking well.
Yeah.
But I think a part of that is like you need to have a good relationship with each other.
For sure. Yeah, and that is another thing too. Like you really, really do want everyone to do well. Yeah.
Because you are the best.
Ah,
you're the fucking best.
Hey, so you.
She's done so well. Thank you guys so much for coming to our YouTube video. Thank you, Claudia, for joining as well.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and
if you want to comment about my shoes, you can.
You can comment about Claudia's shoes as well. Otherwise, we will see you in the next YouTube video.
Bye.
Mwah.